Hey, it's Keri.
And Ashley.
And we're from Scary Mommy Speaks. And you get to come and see what us recording a podcast every week looks like. It looks mostly like this, where my legs are too short to actually touch the floor.
Yeah, my arms are long.
Look at her long arms.
They're not really long.
So long. Okay, so Ash, we've talked about this before, but I just feel like it keeps coming up for me.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time negotiating friendships as a parent now, as a new parent. So I have some friends that don't have kids, and I'm having a hard time feeling like our friendship can sustain. Like, I keep trying to find things. I keep trying to not talk about Luna and do things so that we can relate. I'm like, I know that I'm the one that's changed, so is it my fault? Anyway, I'm having a really hard time with friends.
Well, you and I just read this article, right? It's called When It's Time to Let Go of a Friendship. And I personally think the reality of friendships are that not all of them last forever, and they come in, people come in at certain points in your life for certain purposes, or you just kind of grow apart sometimes.
I think some of my auxiliary friends that aren't my core group of friends, I don't mind so much them.
Right.
That might come and go.
Right, but like the besties.
But like the besties, I'm really trying to make sure that I grow. I'm going to use the cheesiest. I want to continue to water that garden. You know what I mean?
Is that a saying? I've never heard that.
I just made it up. Anyway, in the article, I love the quote that said, "Not all friendships are meant to endure, and that's okay. As much as I wish I can make everyone happy and be lifelong friends with everyone, it's not realistic. I'm going to embrace my lifetime friendships. I will encourage my season relationships, and I'm going to be grateful for my reason relationships."
Well, what's a reason relationship? That sounds like I made friends with a guy at Taco Bell because I wanted free bean burritos. You know what I mean?
I mean, that would be kind of a reason relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's sort of like us. Like, we're friends because of this podcast.
Right.
So the reason why we see so much of each other is because of the podcast.
Right.
So
Are
that's
you
like
using me?
Yes, I am using you for everything. Your long arms especially. So long.
My wingspan.
Yeah.
I definitely think that there are friendships, now that I have a son, where people aren't at that point in their life. And I don't want to, not be friends with them. There are plenty of people who I am friends with who don't have kids.
And I'm so appreciative of my friends that don't have kids.
Of course.
Because they keep me real about, what is also important in life, which isn't always your kid in every listen, your
Totally.
kid is obviously important, but you need to remember
who
all
you
are and all the other things about life.
And the friends that were important to you,
right.
and all that other stuff.
I didn't have a baby until I didn't have the baby until I was 40.
Right.
And so a lot of my friends, they just thought it was just going to be like the Golden Girls. We're
right.
just going to live together.
Who are you?
I'm probably a Rue McClanahan.
Oh yeah, Blanche, right?
Yeah, Blanche.
Yeah, I feel kind of like a Dorothy.
Yeah, I'm pretty blunt like Dorothy.
Yeah,
yeah. But I talk about my vagina a lot, which
she
makes
also
me
had
Rue.
long arms.
She does have long arms. She was handsome.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I feel like they thought that we were like a team. We were like the no kid New York lady team.
And they almost feel betrayed.
Then they feel a little bit betrayed. And they kind of, when I mentioned I was pregnant, the way they reacted was almost like, excuse me? Like, I thought we had all decided you're not having a baby. I was like, no, we hadn't. That was a group decision.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's mostly because they're not at that phase in their
Right.
life, or they have no interest in being in that phase of their life, and they just flat out automatically assume, and I think this happens with a lot of people, they assume that once you have kids that you become a different person. You get the Kate Gosselin haircut, and just everything
I call
changes.
that the "can I speak to a manager"
yes,
haircut.
the Susan.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's not the case. And I mean, especially for you and I didn't know you pre-baby, but
Right.
I can't really imagine you were much different than you
Not
are
too
now.
much. Just probably maybe slightly crankier now. But I was pretty cranky before.
Way more tired.